You say you want success, but your habits show a completely different person. You continue voting for comfort. And that comfort is what's going to continue keeping you in that spiral that you're never going to continue getting ahead. Because many men, majority of men are struggling. It's not that they're not smart enough. It's not that they're not strong enough. It's just that they're so incongruent with who they are. They continue falling into the trap of endless distraction. Again, we're in a society where there's dopamine in every single corner from all the different foods with chemicals, preservatives, sugars, artificial sweeteners, to again, all the things that we see on our phone, right? I just, again, started using social media just a few months ago, and I could see the difficulty it is as you start swiping and just seeing that endless dopamine from memes to what's going on around the world. All these things that continue weakening your mind, because as soon as you put your phone down, and again, this is just the phone, we're not talking about all the other things, right? Women, very big distraction, especially as a man, but that should be for another topic. But as soon as you put your phone down, or whatever it is that you're currently consuming physically or mentally, it's going to feel like you're pushing a boulder during the day. And that's what makes it difficult. That's what makes it so challenging for you to want to be able to focus on the tasks that you promised yourself you were going to do, but yet the day continues going by, the hours are passing by, and next thing you know, it's the end of the day and you haven't done anything that gets you closer to where you're trying to get to. Yeah, you can pat yourself on the back, right? Maybe you went to the gym, maybe you had, work, maybe you watched a podcast or whatever it is that made you feel really productive. But again, if you're being honest with yourself, did those things actually move the needle forward? Were you actually present enough to be able to focus and get that much more closer to the goals that you're trying to achieve? The big thing here is it's always going to start with identity. Always. You can't do something and have so much resistance because you're not the person who's supposed to be it. You got to reinforce your identity by telling yourself things. I am disciplined. I am the person that follows through. I am the person that finishes and keeps his word because he doesn't break his word. You got to be continuously conscious throughout the day, and you're going to feel resistance, which is actually a good thing. That's showing that your mind is trying to keep you stuck. But as soon as you start seeing that resistance as a positive sign that you're breaking out, that's going to be your signal that you just got to follow through. Because in order for your identity to change, you're going to have to continue doing the complete opposite of whatever is keeping you stuck. Because on the flip side, if you continue putting in the things that are keeping you comfortable, you continue with the doom scrolling, you continue with the procrastinating, you continue distracting yourself with all these different things, that's going to continue reinforcing the identity of you being comfortable, and you're never going to break out of it. You're going to hope to break out of it, right? You tell yourself tomorrow rolls around, same thing happens. Then another day rolls around, another week rolls around, and you already know it. But that's why you've got to push past the resistance. You've got to be strong enough, and you've got to be willing enough to step up towards it, because if not, then when is it going to change? And nobody's going to be able to do it for you. You have to be willing enough to step up and to focus on your vision and to feel it so real that you can tap into that version of yourself in the present moment and start doing the actions. Again, it's going to be hard, but that's again the purpose of this. If it were easy, everybody would have it. But that's what makes you different. is you know it's not going to be easy. And you also know that's what's going to make it rewarding. That's what's going to make it exciting. Because it's not just all the materialistic things that you could, get in the world. Obviously, those things are great, but it's going to be more about the character, the intangibles, the things that money cannot buy. They're priceless, they're valuable because those are the things that other people are going to be inspired by you. And those are the things that, as your unique self, the character who you are, that's the impact that you're going to be able to touch the world with. So, this is your journey, but you've got to start taking it much more serious. You've got to hold yourself accountable and not beat yourself up over it. And another thing, too, is be conscious, right? Why am I reaching for my phone? Why am I trying to watch this video? Start questioning yourself and understanding why you're doing more of those things. And many times it's going to be, the answer is maybe you don't believe in yourself. Maybe you're trying to solve anxiety by continuously trying to feed it with more dopamine, which will trigger more anxiety during the day because your mind is on this endless loop of more dopamine. So at the end of the day, the biggest thing you should be doing is following through with your word, doing the action. And again, not every day is going to be perfect. Maybe, the next day you're 1% better or 3% better, but that's a consistency that adds up over time. And that at the end of the day is a big win. So you got to hustle for it. You got to be mentally sharp. You've got to be strong and just continue pushing forward. So get to it. And just like anything, drop a comment if you have any questions or what your thoughts are about this video. And as always, subscribe, and you can find my socials down below.